Magandang gabi, Pilipinas. Good evening, fellow Filipinos. Good morning and good afternoon to the other participants from the other parts of the world who are with us for tonight's session. Welcome to the IGP's 258th free international webinar. Thank you so much for joining with us in this wonderful session. And once again, I am your host, Mr. Rian P. calling from Auckland, Philippines, and I will be in charge for tonight's activity. I am a senior high school mathematics teacher of Batten Academy National School in the Department of Education, Division of Aklan, Philippines. It is a great honor and privilege to be in IGP as one of its consistent webinar hosts, and of course, to be one of the 1,000 active members around the globe. I am happy to welcome you all in this Institution of Global Professionals free international webinar. I hope everyone will stay active to participate in our activities later, especially in our IGP quiz, for you to have a chance to win an e-certificate. And before we continue, you may like and comment while our webinar is going on. Please tag, share, and mention your friends in the comment box so that we can be able to share with them the knowledge that our speakers will impart to us tonight. In this virtual world, we can watch together and learn together. The events and activities that IGP provide to us, dear participants, are proofs that pandemic does not just bring challenges and difficulties in life, but also it offers a lot of opportunities for us to learn and grow professionally. For the new members, let me give some backgrounds about IGP. IGP stands for Institute of Global Professionals. It is an ISO certified education institute and has certified trainings and webinars that is reflected in the e-certificate that each participant will receive after attending every session. It is recognized internationally and globally accredited to more than 100 countries. IGP is a leading online skill development institute with thousands of learners worldwide. IGP serves the world communities by providing holistic social work and education to help build a world with a strong foundation of education and life skills. IGP gives opportunities accessible for every knowledge seeker to gain mastery of skills, to develop personality, to become more goal oriented, to strengthen confidence in facing any circumstances in life, and to enhance skills by inviting great speakers and professionals from other parts of the world. The organization believes that skills development is not only gained through a formal education. So, IGP offers free international training and consultation to young professionals who are willing to learn, improve, and embrace changes. IGP organizes webinars, trainings, both online and offline courses with the best and highly trained speakers and coaches from all corners of the world to create best learning platform for all of us dear participants. Before we continue, again, please share, tag, and comment and mention your friends in the comment box and encourage them to join us in this social learning platform of professionals. Such simple act serves as your support to our organization. Moreover, participants who will attend this international webinar will receive an e-certificate that they can use in the future. Tonight, we are presenting the 258th free international webinar series, Part 4, entitled Assessment Tools and Application in the New Normal. And we have three speakers for tonight from the Philippines who will give us more ideas and insights regarding the topic. Meanwhile, dear participants, you can take down your questions and queries about their lectures, and later on, we will have our question and answer part where you can address it to our speakers for tonight. Now, it's time to start our program. Let us introduce our first speaker. She is a principal 2 in the Department of Education, Philippines. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us give the screen to Ma'am Yvette H. Roque. Hello, Ma'am.
Hey, good evening, sir. Okay, good
Good
evening,
evening, ma'am.
everyone. So let me just share my presentation, sir.
Yes, ma'am. And also, please introduce also yourself to our audience for tonight before you start your lecture.
Can you see, sir, my presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay po. So once again, good evening everyone. I am Yvette Hernandez Roque, Principal 2 of Tapinak Senior High School from Department of Education, Schools Division Office of Olongapo City, Philippines. So for this evening, I am tasked to share with you the assessment tools that are being used in the new normal. So let me start my presentation with this quote from Carol Ann Tomlinson. Assessment is today's means of modifying instruction. So for today's session, we will be discussing classroom assessment, focusing on formative and summative assessment and how it can be done in the new normal, allowing flexibility of the different learning modalities of our learners. Assessment refers to the wide variety of methods or tools that educators use to evaluate, measure, and document the academic readiness, learning progress, skill acquisition, or educational needs of students, based from the Glossary of Education Reforms in 2015. Another definition of assessment, it involves the use of empirical data on student learning to refine programs and improve student learning according to Assessing Academic Programs in Higher Education by Allen in 2004. Assessment is also the process of gathering and discussing information from multiple and diverse sources in order to develop a deep understanding of what students know, understand, and can do with their knowledge as a result of their educational experiences. The process culminates when assessment results are used to improve subsequent learning according to the learner centered assessment on college campuses, shifting the focus from teaching to learning by Huba and Fried in 2000. So from the above given definitions, I have identified some of the common keywords that describe assessment. And these are: assessment is a systematic process or it is a method. It involves student learning. It aims to monitor development, improvement, and progress, which are data driven based on the gathered information. So based from these keywords, we can simplify the definition of assessment as a systematic process of gathering data and information to monitor learners' development, which is the learners of what the learners know, what the learner understands, and what the learner is able to do. Assessment is an indispensable part of the teaching and learning process. It is very much essential for us to understand student learning and development. Classroom assessment is either formative or summative. So let us have the description of the two assessments that we are giving in the classroom. First that we have is formative assessment. This is an ongoing process to provide learners with immediate feedback on how well they are learning. Formative assessment is a continuous and several assessment done during the instructional process for the purpose of improving teaching on learning according to Black and William in 2003. How about summative assessment? Summative assessment is being used to measure whether the learners have met the content and performance standards. The results of this assessment are used as basis for computing grades. This is used to measure the different ways learners can use and apply knowledge, understanding, and skills. let us try to have a closer look of the comparison between formative and summative assessment. Formative assessment is referred to as assessment for learning. It is used to determine if the class or student can forward to the next lesson, or we can also identify if there is a need to reteach or provide intervention with, of course, um, modification of the instruction and strategies in order for us to achieve the learning objectives. On the other hand, assessment, summative assessment is an assessment of learning. It is used to determine what the students have learned, what they know, and what they are able to do. Summative assessment also measure the student's competency, while formative aims to enhance learning. The results of the formative assessment shall be documented and recorded for the purpose of monitoring learners' progress or development, but it shall not be used as a basis for grading. Unlike for the summative assessment, we are recording and documenting our results to evaluate student learning as a basis for grading. So having the definition and comparison of formative and summative assessment, so we can now develop our assessment in the classroom. But we shall be guided by the following principles. Number one, assessment should be well aligned with educational standards intended for learners. So we have our curriculum guide, we have our syllabus, which contains the list of competencies that the learners need to master in each learning area or grade level. So teachers can be creative and flexible in assessing student learning, but we have to remember we still have to adhere to the principle of alignment of our assessment to the standards. For example, if the competency expected of learners is for them to classify, teachers shall provide assessment tools and activities where the learners will be given opportunity to classify objects based on the given criteria. The same thing with if the competency requires the demonstration of skills, again, the teacher shall provide opportunities for the learner where they can demonstrate the needed skills in order for have this what we call the constructive alignment. The next one, formative assessment needs to scaffold students in the summative assessment. So in here, the teacher shall employ variety of lessons, variety of activities, variety of strategies to assist and support the students in reaching and achieving the objectives. So the formative assessments are given throughout the course. It can be given before, during, or after. It is being repeated to ensure that we are building little by little the skills or knowledge that the learners has to master. The next one, assessment should become more like instruction. It is very important that there is unity of instruction and assessment. In Vygotsky's theory of learning and development on zone of proximal development or potential development, it refers to the difference or the gap or a range between what a learner can perform independently and what the learners can accomplish with guidance or support. Such gap or difference shall be supported with different activities, several activities with the guidance, of course, of our teachers. Then later on, we will start to withdraw that support as it becomes necessary, as it becomes unnecessary, because the learners can now complete the task on their own based on the activities, instructions, and strategies that we have provided them. Okay, the fourth one, assessment results need to be used by teachers to help students better. So formative assessment, basically, it helps us to generate timely student achievement information in order for us to monitor the learner's progress in terms of what he can or what he cannot do, what he has learned or what he has did not learn. So from there, we can also evaluate our instructional effectiveness, which can be addressed by modifying instruction, or if it warrants reteaching, we can also do so. And the last one, assessment is not used to threaten or intimidate our students. It is a mistaken belief that we can support and improve learners' performance if we threaten and force our students to learn, especially in this time of pandemic where the mental health of our learners are at stake. We cannot, we are only increasing the anxiety of our learners, and that in that manner, so it is learning becomes less effective. So in this time of pandemic, distance learning have given us a lot of challenges, especially for teachers and learners in the conduct of assessment. So I will be presenting to you some of the observed strategies and tools that we are using in the different learning modalities. So let me begin with the formative assessment that are being used in modular, printed or digital, radio-based, and TV-based instruction. In the modular modality, either printed or digital, the primary tool or resource that we are using is the self-learning modules or the SLMs. These SLMs already contain the different sets of formative assessments, and these include paper and pencil tests that are enumerated here. So we have the multiple choice, comprehension check, practice exercises, true or false, problem solving or problem sets. We also have matching type. We can have short quizzes, essay, picture analysis, experiment or activities, and completion or fill in the blanks. Aside from the formative assessments already given in the module, the teacher can still provide other assessment tools but are not limited to the following. So we have the modular printed and digital worksheets. We can also have enrichment activities, practice or drill quizzes. We also have the use of graphic organizers, story map, Venn diagram, and all other written outputs. And of course, the most important part of the formative assessment is giving of feedback. It is one of the most essential feature of the formative assessment. There is a need for us to give timely, specific, and relevant feedback because this is our way of communicating the results of the assessment to our parents and to our students. It is also a way by which we can plan the activities that we can give to our learners based on the results of the assessment. For the summative assessment, for modular, TV-based, and radio-based instructions, we can give long quiz, chapter tests, unit tests, and quarterly exams. So aside from the written test, we can also have performance-based output or performance-based assessment, such as portfolio, and we also have the creation of the different projects such as models, artwork, and we can also have them prepare the use of offline applications such as Microsoft PowerPoint. And in the performance-based assessment, we still have to remember one important thing or tool that we have to use, and that is the rubric. It is important that we have to give a detailed criteria on how the learner's output or performance will be graded. It will also be a guide for our students on how are they going to perform or do their task. So that is for the formative and summative assessment for modular, digital, and printed, TV-based, and radio-based instructions. So the next one, we have here the online distance learning. So I have listed only the commonly used web-based application tools in classes. So let me just give a brief description of each application. So because these are the applications that I will be mentioning for my next slides. The first one we have Kahoot. It is a game-based learning platform that bring engagement and fun, where the teacher can create, share, and play learning games or trivia quizzes. And one of the commonly used is the Google Form, which is a free online software that allows us to create survey quizzes. We also have the Peer Deck, which is an interactive presentation tool used to actively engage students in individual and social learning. If I'm not mistaken, during each session, the teacher can see the presentation as well as the students participating in this activity. Students' responses appear on the teacher's screen in real time. For the quizzes, it is a gamified student engagement platform that offers multiple features to make classroom fun, interactive, and engaging. The teacher can conduct formative assessment and assign homework for students to complete. We also have the Google Classroom, which is a free blended platform developed by Google for schools to simplify creating, distributing, and grading assignments. One of the primary purpose of Google Classroom is, of course, to streamline the process of sharing files between the teachers and the students. We also have the different video conferencing app such as Google Meet, Zoom. These are used to connect teachers and learners online. So I have also included the Facebook Messenger, although it is an instant messaging app, so it has an added feature of for video calling and video conferences. So we also have the Mentimeter as an interactive presentation tool that allows users to engage their audience in real time. So it also offers a variety of options as to the type of question that can be given. We also have the Surveymonkey as an online survey site that simplifies the survey process where it offers various formats for asking questions. And the last one, we have the Padlet, which is best described as an online notice board. So in here, the learners can post notes on a common page. So now that we have familiarized ourselves with some of the commonly used application tools, so let us now proceed with the strategies and tools that the teachers use as a formative assessment in online distance learning. So if not all, most of the web-based tools that we have discussed earlier are free, although some needs upgrade, needs purchases in order to enjoy the added features of the different applications. The teacher can give online quizzes that the students can answer. So they can use the Google form, they can use the Kahoot, Peer Deck quizzes, or Quizlet. So if we intend to measure, for example, the ability of our learners to reason and analyze, we can give them open-ended um, essay questions. So in the Google Classroom or other similar apps. This will allow our learners to express how they feel, how they think, and share their ideas on the given topic. It also enhances the learner's critical thinking. In online distance learning, we can also do online interview, either individual or by group. And this can be done through video conferencing apps such as Google Meet, you have the Zoom, you have the Messenger, so the one that we have described earlier. So online recitation is still evident in this time of pandemic. So especially when we are in the synchronous session, just like in an interview, online recitation can also be done using various video conferencing apps. Use of polls and survey may also be given to our learners in online distance learning as a formative assessment. We can encourage learners to freely express their opinion. It is also an opportunity for them to be heard, expressing their ideas on a particular issue or topic, which can easily be done using Google Form, Peer Deck, Mentimeter, Surveymonkey, and others. Teachers may also use game type activities. This is actually one of my favorite because you can actually see the excitement and thrill on the faces of our learners while they are learning. Some of the web-based tools that we can use are Kahoot, Quizlet, Quizzes, and others. Teachers may also share link of videos, for example, from YouTube for the learners will be given tasks or given guide questions on how are they going to answer based on the video that they have watched. In addition, we can also have peer evaluation in review. So in here, the students were given an opportunity to review the work or output of their classmates. They will be given a chance to reflect based on what they have learned and share their feedback to their classmates. This can be done using Edmodo and other suitable application. We can also do forum posts or discussion boards where the learners' ability to interact, communicate, and collaborate with their classmates are enhanced through the use of Padlet. So we also have different online simulation apps that we can use for the learners to experience the um, actual scenario, simulating the actual scenario of the lesson that are being discussed. For the summative assessment for online distance learning, we can still give long quizzes, short chapter test, quarterly exam using the appropriate web-based tools. Again, we can still use performance-based assessments which the learners can use submit electronically. So performances is also applicable for them. So return demonstrations, performances where they will be using video and audio recording gadgets to be submitted online. So these are some of the strategies and tools that we can use both for the modular and online distance learning. So that ends my presentation. So all assessment is a perpetual work in progress by Linda Suski. So let us continue sharing. And I would like to thank the Institute of Global Professionals for the opportunity to share. So thank you and good evening, everyone.
Round of applause to Mom Yvette H. Roque. But before we proceed to our next speaker, let me share to you some of the significant notes that I got from the discussion of Mom Yvette. Number one of the most challenging part of the teaching and learning process, especially during this pandemic education, is assessment due to the limitation of the face-to-face classes. So this topic is very relevant to our participants, especially to all educators around the world, in which assessment strategies using different tools play a vital role. Assessment is a systematic process of gathering data and discussing information and monitoring learners' development. Assessment is geared towards the development of the learners and the teacher itself. Feedback is the most essential part of the assessment process, and different tools like Kahoot, Google Form, Peer Deck, Padlet, Quizzes, and more that can be used in giving assessment was also discussed by Mom Yvette. So, thank you so much, Ma'am Yvette. Please stay with us because after this two speakers, we will have the quiz competition and then we will proceed to the question and answer part where our audience can ask some questions directly to you and to the other two speakers that we will have. Okay. So let us now proceed to our second speaker. Our second speaker is a principal one in the Department of Education Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Sir Marvin Bolivar.
Blessed evening to everyone. So I am
Hello,
your learning
sir.
facilitator for this hour. Yes, hello po. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, once again, blessed evening to everyone. So I am teacher Marvin Bolivar. I am currently a school principal at the schools division of Pampanga, Philippines. Okay, allow me to share my PowerPoint presentation. Can you see my screen now, sir? Is it visible right now,
Not
Sir
yet, sir.
Ian?
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, before we get the ball rolling, allow me to share with you this wonderful statement tantamount to our session. As Charlotte Beers once said, that the most common mistake you'll make is forgetting to keep your own scorecard. Very little at work reinforces your ability to do this, so you will have to be vigilant. When evaluators give you an assessment, they are just guessing at who you are. Certainly are not the ones who know your potential. They can rate you and influence you, but they don't get to define you. That's your most honorable assignment, to define every day through the way you deliver your work, the scope and nature of your inherent abilities. So without any further ado, allow me to share some of the best online assessment tools for teachers that can be utilized in this new normal. First is, why do we need to assess? Teachers need to know how well students are assimilating lessons so as not to leave anyone behind. You also have to assess each student at the end of the quarter, exam, or term, or semester, and bestow a final grade that reflects both their understanding and their level of effort. Online assessment tools and assessment apps, rather, for teachers are necessary part of remote learning picture. From one day to the next, you need to know what your students understand. If you have to handle other learning gaps, then you can adjust your lessons to target them. Grades matter, but so does understanding and being able to build your lessons to date. Here are suggested online assessment tools that you can use in your endeavor as a teacher. Let's take a closer look on the difference between formative and summative, but I won't be elaborating it further since it was already discussed by our first speaker. So when we talk of formative assessment tools, these are the quizzes, assignments, and in-class questions and discussions teachers use to gauge and guide their students' learning process. That goes both ways, as teachers often use as the answers in their students' formative assessment tools to guide their lesson plans and lecture. On the other hand, when we talk of the summative assessment, these are the tools where the final essays and tests given at the end of a project, a course, a semester, a unit, or a program, or a school year. Whereas teachers use this to evaluate student learning by comparing performance to a benchmark. Everyone know that grades matter, but so does understanding and being able to build on lessons to date. At this juncture, let us see some of the assessment tools in education tracking students' progress with tips on how to use these assessment tools. So let me share with you some of the famous assessment tools that we have. First on the list, we have the Socrative. Socrative is one of the top-rated assessment tools for teachers according to hundreds of online review by educators and professional reviewers alike. It is an interactive digital tool that lets you quiz, grade, and assess on the fly at the speed of learning. Teachers can choose from quick questions for instant feedback, class counts to see who logs in, or full quizzes for deeper understanding. So this versatile tool lets you create polls and activities and shuffle questions with or without student names attached. So let's have a further understanding with the Socrative tool by simply looking at this video.
Let's have a very good tour of Summative. So I'm going to log in using Face ID, and once I'm in, this is my screen. The first thing I do is invite students to my room by clicking on the share link next to the room and sharing the link. Email or messages, and then the students tap on the link and join my room. I go to launch, I launch a quiz that I've already created. I choose the way in which I want to launch it. In this case, it's going to be instant feedback. And then I hit the start button and start the quiz. Students can then join my quiz, and I begin to see a real-time view of which students are joining, which questions are being answered correctly, incorrectly, the percentage pass rate for each question, and I'm also getting to see which students complete the quiz. I also can get data in the form of a spreadsheet that will tell me which students got answers correct, color-coded correct and incorrect answers, allowing me to clear misconceptions. I can also download a question level analysis document, which allows me to kind of see how many students got the questions wrong and if those specific questions need to be corrected as misconceptions. And that is Socrative in 90 seconds.
Again, the Socrative Tool is said to be a versatile tool where you can create posts
Let's
and
have a very good tour
activities.
of Socrative.
Okay, so let's move on to the next. We have the Google Forms. Google Forms is a go-to among teachers because it's quick and simple to create and automatically grade quizzes even if it is your first time using the tool. It creates multiple choice quizzes or short answer quizzes and make an easy answer key with point assignment for each question. For more insights, let's watch this video on how you're going to deal with the Google Forms.
Suppose I'm planning a surprise birthday party and want to ask friends if they can come. Let's use a Google form. When you first create a form, you can choose a name and a theme for your form. I'll go with the balloon theme for this. This here is the form editor. We've got a title already, and here we can add a description to the form. Below, we can work on what questions to ask. So, question 1. Can you come to the party next Saturday? If you need to clarify a question, you can add descriptive text here, but I think this question is simple enough. Then, down here, choose a question type. There are a few different options to choose from. I won't go over all of them now, but you should play around with them sometime. Let's choose multiple choice. When you're done with the question, click Done. All right, question 2. To add it, click the Add Item button here. And let's ask, what kind of cake should we get? There are lots of different kinds of cake. So we'll make this a text question and let respondents write in their answer here. Click Done, and I've made my second question. You can, of course, add as many questions as you'd like. Now I want to share this form with a friend of mine who's helping to plan the party to make sure I haven't left anything out. To do that, I click File, then Share. If you've used Google Drive before, this should look familiar. From here, I can add my friend Susan. Great. Now, if Susan makes changes to this form, I'll see those changes appear in real time. It looks like she's added a question about ice cream and put it above the question about cake. Cool. Then, to see what this form will look like to our friends, we can click the View Live Form button up here. Very festive. Now let's send out this form. To do that, we scroll to the bottom of the form to this confirmation page section here. To send the form, we click the blue Send Form button. You can copy this link to distribute to your friends. You can share the form via social media here, or you can specify individual recipients. I'll add Susan just to make sure she has this. Cool. As you can see, now that we've sent our form out, we're asked to choose a destination for responses. We can choose to create a new spreadsheet, we can use an existing spreadsheet, or if we don't want to use a spreadsheet, we can click the Keep Responses Only in Forms button here. If you choose to keep responses in forms, your form's responses will still be saved, and you'll be able to see a useful summary of them. We'll choose to create a new spreadsheet. Now, if we click this View Responses button, we can see a spreadsheet with the responses we've collected so far. Susan must have sent this out to friends because we have a few responses to our form already. Or, if we don't want to view individual responses but would rather get a big picture sense of what people are saying, we can view the summary of responses. To do that, we click the Responses menu and we choose Summary of Responses. Okay, that completes the tour. Give Google Forms a try. And if you have any questions about anything not covered in this video, you can find an answer in the Google Drive Help Center.
There you have it for the Google Drive. Next, let's move on to the Mentimeter. When we say Mentimeter, it is a pre-built education template, whereas the pro reviewers and teachers score Mentimeter sky high among assessment tools used in the classroom. It comes preloaded with educational templates for the classroom like a listening skills assessment, icebreakers, formative assessments, post-lecture surveys and polls, create quizzes and tests, manages students' expectations, engages students, and even ran a teacher training workshop. Mentimeter gives everyone's a voice, but it also has a neat feature to mute extra loud students. It's free to use and lets you create and host live quizzes either from its template or from scratch. To do the demonstration for further understanding on how Mentimeters takes place, let's look at this video. Okay.
Mentimeter is an easy-to-use, powerful interactive presentation tool. All you have to do is create a question, then press present. The audience then uses their smart device to enter the presentation code and submit their answer. With Mentimeter, you get unbiased results visualized in a way that encourages reflection and sparks discussion. Mentimeter is an easy-to-use, powerful interactive presentation tool. All you have to do is create a question, then press present. The audience then uses their smart device to enter the presentation code and submit their answer. With Mentimeter, you get unbiased results visualized in a way that encourages reflection and sparks discussion.
There you are for the Mentimeter.
Mentimeter is
Next, let's move on to the poll everywhere, where it's used by 300,000 teachers all over the world. So don't trust assessment tools for teachers that try to control you every of your movement. So give quizzes, takes attendance, and gives understanding your own way with poll everywhere. It integrates with Google Apps like Google Slides or the MS PowerPoint and Keynotes as you prefer. It's used by more than 75% of all Fortune 500 companies and by 300,000 plus educators around the world. It also works on iOS and Android phones and tablets. And you can get a snapshot of where students are struggling by creating questions like word clouds, open student responses, or with multiple choice options. Then let your students answer with their phones, laptops, and tablets. Teachers also can get real-time feedback in their question slides without calling on specific individuals to roll out assessment as an integrated part of a larger lecture. This is a great way to give students a voice in steering the direction of a life's lesson plans. So let us see on how the poll everywhere will work for you. Let us see this video.
So you're giving a presentation and you want to get some feedback from your audience. Show of hands. How many of you have signed up for office hours? 1, 2, 14, 15. That's not very accurate. Old voting methods take far too long, and expensive voting systems like this one, well, they're difficult to set up and don't allow for audience comments. Introducing Poll Everywhere. Through a simple web interface, Poll Everywhere lets you collect instant audience feedback. Just type in a question, and your audience can respond using laptops, tablets, or even mobile phones, even your crappy flip phone. Hey guys, what do you think of my presentation so far? Is it A, amazing, B, incredibly amazing, or C, not that great? To respond, just text message the number on screen. Or use a custom URL to respond in the web app. You can even use Twitter if that's what you're into. As people respond, results are embedded instantly into your presentation in real time. Seriously, guys? You can also ask open-ended questions. What is your favorite part of my outfit? Poll Everywhere also lets you customize the look of your charts to wow your audience. And for all you spreadsheet nerds out there, you can even create segmented cross-tab analytics. The best part about it is you can try it today for free. So how excited are you guys about Poll Everywhere? A, can't contain it, or B, not at all? Kaboom! Instant audience feedback. Poll Everywhere.
That's how Poll Everywhere works for you as an
So you're
assessment
giving a
tool.
presentation and
Okay. So let's move on to the next assessment tool. We do have the Kahoot. It is a game-based assessment tool. So in this case, the students will love Kahoots because it is simply a game-based assessment that will provide learning and assessment. So teachers can choose from more than 40 million ready-to-go learning games or create their own in just a minute. The host games, leave or as assignments will give for them. So students can even create their own Kahoots to share with classmates, creating an interactive experience. Create a quiz game in minutes, import questions from spreadsheets, and search their 500 million item question bank. Okay. Want to add drawings from the iOS or combine several mini Kahoots into a larger assessment? That is possible because Kahoot can do that. It can insert YouTube videos into your questions. Students can plan the assessment games by themselves or as a team, and the teachers can add multiple choice or either true or false question to the games. So the games are timed and scored with a point scale set up by the teacher. Plus, you can download basic reports in these spreadsheets. So let us watch this video on how the Kahoot works.
Hi, we're Kahoot. We're on a mission to make learning awesome. Our game-based learning platform is used by millions of people all over the world. Teachers, students, company employees, and lifelong learners. Kahoot makes it easy to create fun learning games or trivia quizzes in minutes, anytime, anywhere. We call them Kahoots. It works for any subject, in any language, on any device. You can also discover and play existing games. There are millions of Kahoots in our library. Kahoot can be played in a live setting with questions on a big screen or on your mobile device where you see questions and answers on one screen. As well as in schools, Kahoot is played in companies, at events, and even parties to make learning awesome. Sign up today at kahoot.com. Let's play!
There you have it for the
Hi,
Kahoot.
we're Kahoot. We're on a mission to make learning awesome. Our game-based learning platform is used by millions of people all over the world. Teachers, students, company employees, and lifelong learners. Kahoot makes it easy to create fun learning games or trivia quizzes in minutes, anytime, anywhere. We call them Kahoots. It works for any subject, in any language, on any device. You can also discover and play existing games. There are millions of Kahoots in our library. Kahoot can be played in a live setting with questions on a big screen or on your mobile device where you see questions and answers on one screen. As well as in schools, Kahoot is played in companies, at events, and even parties to make learning awesome. Sign up today at kahoot.com. Let's play!
That's how Kahoot works
Hi,
as an
we're
assessment tool.
Kahoot.
Okay, so let's move on to the next assessment tool. We have the Naiku. So the Naiku measure, track, and visualize student proficiency and thinking with intuitive standards-based reports and unique student engagement tools. Naiku is also highly affordable and easy to adapt for small schools as well as large districts, yet also feature ways to inform your instruction and engage students. So to understand better, later on, I will show to you on how the Naiku works. But let me share to you some of the important features of the Naiku. So it measure and track student proficiency by standard in any subject for informed and differentiated instruction. Likewise, it is said to be comprehensive in such a way that everything from individual classroom assessments that is commonly formative and to school and district-wide that is used for benchmark assessments. Also, it can be used online, also for print, where students can use any web that is enabled them to have the device or plain paper printed bubble sheets. Also, the Naiku is said to be teacher-friendly, where auto-scoring and immediate live standards and aligned reports to quickly identify students and classify proficiency. Also, it is uses included assessment or upload your own test to get started quickly and make it your own way as Naiku being teacher friendly that it can help you to create and share your own tests from the items and test generator and included item bank. Also, Naiku is also student-centric aside from it is teacher-friendly, wherein it allows engaged students with pre-test goal setting, in-test journaling, justification, and post-test reflection. Students also allows to take into account in order to encourage students' ownership of their own learning through reflection and review of student proficiency. Nevertheless, it personalizes student learning with automatically provided adaptive learning resources. So let's find out how Naiku works as an assessment tool.
Naiku is the assessment platform we will be using in the Western Dubuque District this school year. It provides a wealth of assessment options and should meet the needs of teachers across the district as you utilize student assessments. To log in to your Naiku account, go to https://a.naiku.net. Enter your Naiku username and password and then click Login. You will see the Naiku dashboard across the top of your screen. When you click the Classes tab, you will be able to see courses that you teach. Your courses will be automatically populated in this tab through a campus sync. Do not create a class that you are scheduled to teach. However, if you have a special project or a group that you want to create a class for, please feel free to create a new class. When you click the Assessments tab, you will be able to access assessments that you have created. When you hover over the Create tab, you can select New Assessment or Quick Key. A Quick Key assessment is an assessment where you upload a document that will be used to answer questions from. In this assessment, you can see the PDF that was uploaded and the answer that is the correct answer. Let's select Edit so you can see how it was created. The name of the assessment was entered along with tags to help locate it if searched for. The subject was selected along with the grade level of the assessment. District was chosen from sharing since I do not want the world to have access to the assessment. I chose the options I want. Then, I uploaded the master file that is the basis for the question I would like the student to answer. After uploading the file, I added a question and chose the correct answer to the question. There are a variety of questions to select from. I entered the total number of points that the question is worth. When everything is satisfactory, click Save Assessment. Using the New Assessment option gives you the ability to create an assessment from scratch using content you develop directly into Naiku. Click New Assessment from the Create tab. Enter a name for your assessment. Create tags to help you or others locate your assessment. Select the subject the assessment pertains to. Choose a grade level. Choose your sharing option. Select the options you would like the assessment to have. Hover over New Item and select the type of question you would like. Enter your question. Enter your answers and select the correct answer or answers. Once you have the question set up, click Save and Add to Test or one of the other options offered. Once your questions are prepared, click Save Assessment. When you hover over the Actions tab, you can preview your assessment. Students can choose their confidence level on the assessment or exit this option. When an answer is selected and the exam has been ended by the student, they are asked if they want to truly end the assessment or return to the assessment. They can receive immediate feedback about their assessment score, and they can, if you would like, complete a reflection on the assessment. They can also submit a comment to you. You can create curriculum maps, use a forum for your class that will promote student collaboration, create teams for specific sharing and content collaboration, and you can view reports based on assessment data. More tutorials and information will be shared with you as we use Naiku. Thank you for watching this quick tour of Naiku. Now, start creating your assessments.
This is Jennifer. As a teacher, Jennifer knows that to best help Tyler, she needs to understand what he knows and what he doesn't know. Unfortunately, with 160 students, it's a real challenge to personally assess everyone. Sure, you can resort to old methods to save time, but methods such as bubble testing don't provide insight into student knowledge, just a score. Did your students just guess correctly? Has your class learned the standards? Today's teacher has neither the time nor tools to get this information. That was before Naiku. With Naiku, students are assessed on any web-enabled device with a wide variety of question types. Students are able to rate their confidence and provide justification while taking the test. When finished, they can reflect on their understanding by viewing the correct answer and answer rationale. This information is immediately provided to the teacher, providing a much clearer picture of student understanding, and is aggregated into reports that show individual and class performance by Common Core, state, or local standard. Jennifer immediately knows where her class and individual students need help. What's more, she can create and share standard-aligned items in assessments and results with her colleagues. Great for collaboration. Get started today at www.naiku.net.
There you have it on how Nike works as an assessment tool. This time, let's move on to Formative. The Formative is said to be real-time success tracking in such a way that you see your students respond in a real time to questions, adjust your instructions in the moment, and target student learning opportunities. Also, another important feature of the Formative as an assessment tool, it is said to be student engagement, whereas the audio, the video, the text, images, drawings, uploads, and more that uses Formative's multimodal questions and content options to engage every learner. Also, it shows live feedback, wherein you let the Formative do the grading for you. It intervenes as needed with personalized real-time text, audio, visual, and video feedback options. Another important feature of the Formative as an assessment tool, it is actionable insights that track students' progress over time and against standards, inform your planning with data insights into learning strengths and objectives. To understand better on how Formative works as an assessment tool, let's watch this video.
Welcome to Formative. Formative allows your teachers to see your responses to questions in real time, which means that they can help you when you need it most, immediately. Formative also makes it easy to track progress over time. To get started, head to goformative.com and click Login. You can sign in with Google or Clever, or type the email or username and password that your teacher gives you. Then click Login. You can join a teacher's class by clicking Join a Class or Assignment and entering the join code your teacher gives you. If your teacher has not created an account for you already, click Sign Up at goformative.com, then I'm a student, and enter the join code your teacher gives you. Then you can create an account, sign in with Google, Clever, or type your email and create a password. Your dashboard contains all the formatives that have been assigned to you. You can filter by class, sort in different ways, or search by title. Formatives you've submitted will be grey, whereas open ones will be blue. When you click on an open formative, you can start answering the questions. If your teacher has set scores to return, then as you answer, you'll see colours according to whether you got the questions right. If you're at a partner school, you can click on the message icon to send a message to your teacher as you take your formative. Your teacher can also send you messages. Click on the bell icon and you can click on the message to be taken straight to that question. When you have finished with the formative, click Submit. You can then choose to exit the assignment, taking you back to your dashboard, or log out of formative. If your teacher has set scores to return, you'll see the score on your dashboard. Your teacher may have allowed you to edit your responses after submission. If that's the case, you'll see multiple submissions allowed under the Open button. If you're at a partner school, you'll also have a Standards tab. Click there to see how you're making progress against specific standards. Welcome to
There you have it, all the some of the famous online assessment tools. Thank you for your active listening and active involvement for this session. Once again, I am Teacher Marvin Bolivar from the Schools Division of Pampanga. Thank you very much, Institute of Global Professional, for this opportunity. Keep safe, everyone. God bless us all. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much once again, Sir Marvin Bolivar from the Department of Education Philippines. Okay, it is truly that during this pandemic, it urges educators to learn this technology-aided instruction, where different technology tools are used to bridge the gap between learning and the learners. There is a lot of
Yes, sir.
applications and software technologies that serve as assessment tools and are already available in the App Store that can be downloaded for free. That those that were discussed by Sir Marvin were the following: Socrative Tools, Google Forms, Pool Everywhere, Kahoot, Naiku, Formative, and there's a lot more. Okay, and these assessment tools are used, of course, to improve the engagement of the learners, which is very important. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, Sir Marvin, for sharing to us these different
Thank
applications
you
that
so
we can
much,
use in
sir.
our assessment process. Yes, sir. The role of technology in education is really significant. So we are thankful that we have this discussion. We are very thankful.
True.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our second speaker for tonight, Sir Marvin Bolivar.
Thank you so much once again.
Okay, welcome, sir, and thank you too. Okay, so let us now proceed to our third speaker for tonight. Our third speaker is a head teacher three, also from the Department of Education Philippines. Without a longer description, we have Sir Clarence Hakuman. Sir, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. I am Sir Clarence Akuman from the Division of Zambales, Philippines. I am currently a head teacher 3 from the district of San Marcelino, Zambales. Actually, I will be tackling about assessment apps. Let me share with you my presentation. Can you see it now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Um, Dr. Marvin Bolivar a while ago discussed some of the assessment apps. So I will just continue to discuss with you some of the assessment applications that you can use. So the first one is, before that, let me have an introduction. Formative assessments are crucial for educators to understand their students' grasp of concepts and skills as they work their way through lessons. They expect learners to spend more time practicing and gaining mastery of topics within the classroom. with which they struggle. And in this time of pandemic, disrupted learning, it's critical that all work well for in-person, remote, or blended classes. With the start of the new school year just around the corner, now is the ideal time to plan your instructional innovation strategy. If the majority of students or a significant presence of students do not have access to a computer at home, application or apps that only require teachers to use devices or support mobile devices may be the best option. So these are some of the additional assessment applications that we're going to discuss. We have Nearpad, Adulastic, Playposit, Flipgrid, Peer Deck, ClassFlow, GoClass, Padlet, Quizlet, and Puzzle. Okay, we have Nearpad. It is highly popular with teachers. Nearpad lets users create original multimedia assessments or select from a 15,000 plus library of pre-made interactive content. Choose from polls, multiple choice, open-ended questions, drawits, and gamified quizzes. Provides real-time insights into students' understanding through interactive lessons, interactive videos, gamification, and activities, all in a single platform. Nearpad visualize and support students' understanding. Use insights from 20 plus formative assessment and dynamic media features to guide teaching and improve student outcome. Adapt instruction or address misconceptions on the one platform, multiple ways to teach. We have interactive slides, interactive videos, gamification and activities, flexible in classroom, distance learning, or hybrid. Connected with tools that you were already using. Add the power of Nearpad to your existing PowerPoints, Google Slides, worksheets, videos, and other sources of knowledge. Work with the LMS or learning management systems and other platforms you're already using to and manage lessons. Streamline the learning experience for you and your students because everything's in one place and accessible through a single link. That's Nearpad. So for additional information,
thinking or get creative. Teachers are able to share responses with the class anonymously to highlight strong answers or tackle misconceptions without putting anyone on the spot. All responses are logged in post-session reports. To highlight student opinions, collect information, check for overall class understanding, or as a springboard for a class discussion, share anonymous responses with the class in the form of a pie chart. With Collaborate boards, you can create collaborative learning opportunities where students share their ideas in real time. Students can post text and images and even like each other's posts. You can choose to approve posts before they appear on the board. Fill in the blanks is a drag and drop activity for a quick check on vocabulary or a fast review of a concept. It's an easy and fun way for students to gauge their own understanding and a favorite of English language learners. Make your classroom more accessible for visual learners with matching pairs. Let students test their knowledge by matching pictures and/or text. Matching pairs is great for vocabulary, math, science, almost any subject. Gamify the whole experience with the timer option. Eliminate the headache of manually grading exit tickets and tests. With quizzes, you can assess students' understanding through multiple choice or true false questions, receive instant results, and identify common misconceptions. Get 100% student participation, instant feedback, auto graded results, and an engaged classroom. It's all possible with Nearpod. So, let's transform teaching.
Your students can't wait to join. With interactive slides, interactive video, gamification, and activities. As the teacher, you always know where your students are with Nearpod's formative assessments, including polls started with what you already have. Add the power of Nearpod to your existing PowerPoints, worksheets, videos, Google Slides, and other curriculum resources you love. Create active video experiences, check for understanding with built-in interactive questions. Increase engagement with gamification and activities, including time to climb, drive, drag and drop, and more. Get started even faster with our library of pre-made standard-aligned lessons, videos, and activities built in partnership with some of your favorite educational brands. Use them as is or customize to the needs of your students. Once you're ready to launch your lesson, choose the teaching mode that works best for your setting. In live participation mode, you control the pace, and students participate on their devices, in person or virtually. In student pace mode, students move through and participate on their own, working from home or in class, in centers, stations, or groups. Toggle between live and student-paced lesson delivery with live to student-paced mode to address misconceptions on the fly and differentiate for student needs. With front-of-class mode, you can use Nearpod without student devices and facilitate collaborative discussions. Your students will love lessons that combine interactive slides, interactive video, gamification, and activities. You'll love using insights from more than 20 formative assessments and dynamic media experiences to guide your teaching, adapt instruction, differentiate, and improve student outcomes. However you teach, it's in Nearpod. Learn more and get started.
So that's how Nearpod works. The next application is Play Pause It. Play Pause It, the web and Chrome based Play Pause It platform, provides customizable interactive video assessments, helping teachers accurately gauge their students' mastery of video based content. Teachers are able to embed quiz type questions into videos from YouTube, Vimeo, Khan Academy, and other popular video platforms. Data can then be analyzed on the individual or group level, providing powerful insight into educational trends in the classroom. There is a free classroom basic account includes templates, free pre-made content, and 100 free learner attempts per month. Play Posit, the qualities or the of PlayPosit, first we have integrations. Integrate seamlessly within your existing learning management system or the LMS and video host provider. No passwords, no hassle. We have LMS or the learning management system. Assign interactive videos from within your LMS. Export grades automatically. For video, access your full video library from within PlayPosit. Build with a single click. For for additional information, let us watch this video. So that's Play Pause It. Again, Play Pause It is an interactive web-based video platform that allows educators to provide formative assessment both inside and outside the classroom. Let us move on to the next one. We have Adulastic, ideal for assessing student progress on standard-based ideas and skills. Free teacher account offers unlimited assessments and students 38,000 plus question bank, 50 plus technology enhanced item types, auto graded questions, Google Classroom Sync, and more. Assess. We have quickly identify learning gaps with diagnostic and formative assessment, engaging technology enhanced assessment for benchmarks, the classroom or distance learning. Instruct. Give students differentiated assignments to remediate, reinforce, or challenge. Keep students learning at home when school is closed or limited. Propel each student with personalized data-driven recommendations. And lastly, we have measure, monitor progress towards standards mastery to ensure students stay on track, integrate seamlessly with the technology already used. Again, let us watch this video for additional information.
In Adulastic, first you create a class and save it, and then you add the students. You can create a class in three ways. Start at the dashboard and select Create a New Class, or sync with Google Classroom if you have a Google Classroom set up. Or you can even go to Manage Class here or here, and this is where you can create or manage classes that you have already created. The first way is to create a class manually. To create a class manually, select Create New Class from the dashboard. You'll be prompted to enter class information. You'll enter the name, grades, subjects, and standard sets. If you wish, you can choose to fill out the course or add a tag, something like English 2, Course 310, or Algebra. I've added a tag here, DCA, so when my admin goes to assign an assessment, they can find my class easily by searching through DCA. The information you input in this class information is vital. Admin use it to find your classes and your data, and it ensures proper standards alignment in your standards gradebook. I'm going to go ahead and fill out the information as needed. Now, I'll click Save Class, and I'm ready to add students. Another way to create a class is by using Google Classroom. If you use Google Classroom, this is the simplest way to set up your class. Because I've already created a class here, I no longer have my Sync with Google Classroom icon. What I'll need to do is go to that Manage Class icon I mentioned previously, and once there, select Sync with Google Classroom at the top right. I'll need to choose the account in which I'm syncing my Google Classroom from, sign in as needed, and then follow the prompts to choose my classes. For example, if I only want my 4th grade class to be synced, I'll go ahead and remove all of these classes and then fill out the information as needed. Again, you'll want to be sure to fill out this class information correctly. Now, I'll go ahead and click Import. Your roster will automatically be imported, and you are ready to begin assigning. For those of you that are not Google Class users and have created your class manually, visit the next video to learn how to add students.
So that's how Adulastic works using Google Classroom. Let us move on with Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a simple to use, powerful, and fully free learning tool allows teachers to initiate class discussions by posting videos. Students then create and post their own video response, adding enhancements such as emojis, stickers, and text. The idea behind this education tool is to use video to create an open platform of discussion and learning that doesn't require a physical classroom to get everyone involved. That makes Flipgrid an ideal remote learning tool as well as a powerful homework based application for students to use with each other. Flipgrid is designed to allow students to speak to the group, but without the same fear that might constrict responses in a real-world situation. Students can re-record responses, removing the pressure of answering in class on the spot. Of course, it's also a great tool for use when learning remotely. It is free to use and can be accessed using a Microsoft or Google account. Again, let us watch this video.
Get started on Flipgrid in 3 easy steps. Step 1, join the discussion. Use the join link or enter the join code that was shared by your educator. Ta-da! You're in. Step 2, record a video with your response to the prompt. Use any of the Flipgrid camera tools and feel free to get creative. Explore, have fun, be yourself. Yeah, even like that. Then step 3, take a selfie and submit your video. Now watch the comments in your classmates' videos come in and the discussions take off. Let's start learning together. Get started on Flipgrid in 3 easy steps. Step 1, join the discussion.
So that's Flipgrid. Again, it is a video discussion tool quite like no other, as it's designed with the might of Microsoft to work specifically for teachers and students in digital classroom. Let us have next Peer Deck. Peer Deck, an add-on for Google Slides, lets educators quickly create formative assessments from flexible templates, turning an ordinary slideshow into an interactive quiz. Free accounts provide lesson creation, Google and Microsoft integration, templates, and more. So let us watch the video for additional information about Peer Deck on how to use Peer Deck.
Ready to get started? To set up your account, go to peardeck.com and click Teacher Login. You'll be asked to take a second to complete your account. When you're done, you'll land in your Pear Deck home. Think of this as your launchpad for any Pear Deck powered activity. When you want to create a new activity, look at past student responses, or check out some helpful resources, home is where you'll want to go. One of the main things you'll do from here is create new Pear Deck powered activities, like a new interactive slide presentation or a new vocab list for Flashcard Factory. Your recent files list shows you just that, the slides files and vocab lists you have used most recently. When you click on one, you will see more details about the file, including a list of sessions or number of times you've presented it. Scroll down further and you'll find a rotating list of resources like sample activities, video tutorials, and blog posts. When you're ready to present a Pear Deck activity, you create a live session that your students can join. Don't forget to end the lesson so the responses from your students are all saved. You can find and review past sessions by clicking on a file and looking at any you watched. Or you can go to your sessions list. This will show you all your most recently launched Pear Deck lessons. You can also click the three-dot menu to see more actions. To log out or view your account details and settings, click on your profile picture in the upper right-hand corner. From here, you can see what kind of plan you are on Or you can go to your settings to enable or disable advanced features. If you get stuck, click on the Help tab at the top of your screen to find help articles and resources.
Peer Deck is an interactive presentation tool used to actively engage students in individual and social learning. Teachers create presentations as you already seen in the video a while ago. Using their Google Drive account, students log into the presentation with unique access codes and progress. Peer Deck is a freemium service. Teachers and schools can access a wide array of tools and resources for free or opt to subscribe to a premium account. Next, we have ClassFlow. With ClassFlow, it's quick and easy to create a free teacher account and start building interactive lessons. Upload your own digital resources or select from the thousands of free and paid resources available in the marketplace. Assessments offered include multiple choice, short answer, math, multimedia, true, false, and essay. Student polls and questions provide a real-time formative feedback. ClassFlow is convenient. Convenient. Have your students join your classroom simply by using a unique link. No need to go to your IT administrator to sync with your rooster and no accounts required. It is also connected. Connect with students using any type of device, including laptops, Chromebooks, tablets, smartphones, and learner response clicker. It is also import content from various sources and integrate with your current accounts, including Google Drive, Microsoft. Let's watch this video for ClassFlow.
Introducing ClassFlow, a free collaborative learning application that helps teachers turn lessons and assignments into the most dynamic 45 minutes of every student's day. ClassFlow creates an interactive and collaborative learning environment that ensures the active participation and engagement of every student. By enabling the flow of dynamic interactive content across multiple devices, including Chromebooks, iPads, notebook computers, interactive classroom displays, and more. Create interactive quizzes, polls, and team-based activities to assess learning. Deliver differentiated instruction to both small work groups and to individual students. Reward awesome behavior and encourage every student to actively participate in their learning. Extend learning beyond the classroom by sending messages, assignments, and collaborative projects to students. Centralize class information and notifications to help students manage schoolwork and homework. Getting started with ClassFlow is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Register for a free account. Start an interactive lesson. Use your own pre-existing lesson materials designed in any format, or search from the thousands of free customizable educator-created lessons available in the ClassFlow marketplace. Connect and collaborate with students. Share your teacher class code and deliver a collaborative and interactive lesson that engages every student. So go ahead, join the movement.
So that's ClassFlow, a cloud-based lesson delivery software used by both teachers and students. ClassFlow can deliver engaging lessons and assessments from an internet-connected device. So next one, we have GoClass. GoClass allows educators to create learning materials with embedded assessments and then send them to students' mobile devices. Built-in classroom management features let teachers track student participation and keep learners on task. Free basic account includes 5 courses, 30 students, 200 MB storage, and 5 Scribble sessions. GoClass is a classroom application that adapts to the way you teach, using common mobile devices and an internet connection. GoClass helps you improve student engagement, classroom management, and your effectiveness where it matters most in the classroom. With GoClass, students are engaged everywhere they go. With lesson plan review, student learning, and notes, and media annotation, their classroom experience goes home with them. These are the steps on how to register. First step, visit www.goclass.com and select the Get Started tab. Complete the instructor registration form, then activate your account. Second step, log in to your account at www.goclass.com. Select the My Courses tab, then select the Create Course button. Add course title, grade level, subject, learning outcomes, and more. Select the appropriate course to add lesson plans to. Select add lesson plan, add lesson plan title, and for image, begin elements. Media resources under Show, Notes under Explain, Assessment questions under Ask, add the learning outcome to element, save your lessons for future use. Assign a student roster to the appropriate course using the My Courses section. Select the appropriate course and then select Student Roster on the Course Details page. Then select Add Student. Here you can add individual students or do a bulk upload with a .csv file with student information. Students will receive an email device. Conducting a Go class session requires three screens. We have your instructor devices, your students' devices, and a large screen for projection. To begin your session, log into the Go class application. From here, you will select one. Then ask your students to join your session. From here, you can begin broadcasting media, notes, and more to student devices while simultaneously projecting the same or different content to the screen at the front of the class. Android users can enable projection by logging on to goclass.com/login.aspx using a laptop which can be connected to a projector. iOS users can enable projection by using Air Server or Apple TV. You can also conduct assessment using the shared whiteboarding feature. All activities recorded on student devices for future use. Last step, attendance, student and class results of assessments and more are collected for review in the logs and reports section. Log into www.goclass.com to access this. You can also create and modify course lesson plans and student rosters on the lags and reports. Next one, we have Padlet. Padlet, seemingly simple framework. A blank digital wall belies its robustness. Drag and drop almost any file type to the blank Padlet to share assessments, lessons, or presentations. Students respond with text, photos, or videos. Free basic plan includes 3 Padlets at one time. So let us watch this video for Padlet.
Hello guys, welcome to my video tutorial on Padlet. Today I will show you guys how to create your own personal Padlet for your personal use or for your students. If you look closely, you're on the home screen. If you look at the top, it'll say Make, Join, or Gallery. And at the bottom below, you can see the different designs that I have created previously. Today we're going to click Make so we can start creating our own Padlet. On this screen, you're going to select Wall. This will allow you to start creating your own Padlet and choose your design. Now that you have chosen your design of the Padlet wall that you would like to create, this screen here will ask you about privacy settings. It allows you to choose who you want to be able to view your Padlet wall. So you can customize the settings to suit your needs. Now that you have set your privacy and security settings, you can now start posting to your Padlet wall. On this screen, you can see it allows you to pick the wall design of your life. Today, I'm just going to keep it simple, so I'm going to keep the block-looking wall, and I'm going to hit Next after I have selected the background design that I would like to use for today. When you get to this screen, it starts out pleasant. But if you notice the
Padlet is a digital tool that can help teachers and students in class and beyond by offering a single place for a notice board. That's at its most basic. This digital notice board is able to feature images, links, videos, and documents, all collated on a wall that can be made public or private. This means that not only can teachers post on the wall, but so too can students. Since the interactive space is easy to use and easily accessible from nearly any web browser capable device, it's a great resource for teachers and students. Padlet is a place where you can create a single or multiple wall that are able to house all the posts you want to share, from videos, images, links, documents, and audio. It is literally a blank slate. It's collaborative too, allowing you to involve students, other teachers, and even parents and guardians. Who you share that with is up to you as a moderator. It can be public, open to all, or you can place a password on the wall. You can only allow invited members to use, the one invited can enter easily. Once up and running, it's possible to post an update with your identity or anonymously. Start off by creating an account on Padlet or via the iOS or Android using a link or QR code, to name just two of the many sharing options. Next one, we have Quizlet. Quizlet is a vast database of multimedia study sets, includes a variety ideal for formative assessment, from flashcards to multiple choice quizzes to this asteroid game Gravity. Free for basic features, premium accounts allow for customization and tracking student progress. Quiz- Quizlet is has explanations you can trust. Quizlet explanations show you step by step approaches to solve tough problems. Find solutions in 64 subjects, all written and verified by experts. Flash, Flashcards on repeat, study modes on shuffle. Mixed with smart study tools, our flashcards have been helping students ace their toughest exams since 2005. Whether you're plan or cram, find your study jam. Early morning, all-nighter, with teaching methods backed by learning science, Quizlet is designed to save you time. Millions of study sets. Find, study, or learn while up. So let us again watch another video.
Quizlet offers free, simple tools that help you practice and master whatever you're learning. Prepping for a test, practicing a language, memorizing recipes. You can learn it all on Quizlet. To start, create a set with the terms you need to learn, or find an existing set made by someone else. Then, study it with Quizlet's suite of fun activities and games, including flashcards, great for basic review. Learn to focus on what needs work. Test for practice quizzes. And match to compete for high scores. With Quizlet's free mobile apps, you can.
So that's how Quizlet works. Quizlet is a study aid in app form. In essence, it's a flashcard app with smart features, and it can handle images, diagrams, various languages, and even audio uploads. You can make your own study sets, get access to study sets created by instructors, or browse for sets created by other users. It's more intelligent than most flashcards apps, so it's effective at getting you to work on whatever you're struggling to remember rather than recycling information. Next one, we have Ed Puzzle. Next one, we have Ed Puzzle. Edpuzzle's video-based learning and assessment platforms help educators turn one-way videos into interactive formative assessments. Upload videos from YouTube, TED, Vimeo, or your own computer, then add questions, links, or images to create meaningful evaluations. Edpuzzle is a free basic account. Reinforce accountability. Check if students are watching your videos, how many times they're watching each section, and if they're understanding the content. Engage students. Introducing students to self-paced learning with interactive video lessons. It's easy to add your own voice narration and questions. Save time. Use videos from YouTube, Khan Academy, Crash Course, and more. If you'd rather record and upload your own video, go for it. So here's a video of Ed Puzzle.
Kids these days are learning how to do almost everything through video. Videos feel personal, are highly visual, and let you control the pace at which you learn. But when you try to show a video in class, you might not always get the best results. Sometimes it's hard to know if students are paying attention or if they're actually learning anything. But with Edpuzzle, turning a video into a dynamic lesson is easy. You can add questions anywhere in your video, so you can check comprehension and get students to engage in critical thinking. You may not always have time to find a video and add your own questions, but don't worry, the entire Edpuzzle community has got you covered. Scroll through our library of teacher-created content and get inspired by what other educators like you are doing in their own classrooms. Or choose from our standards-aligned Edpuzzle originals, instructional videos with built-in practice created with you and your students in mind. With the time you save, you can focus on other important things. Sometimes the video content you're looking for doesn't exist yet, so why not try making it yourself? Edpuzzle's screen recording tool lets you create the video that fits your students' needs. When you're done, you can edit the video and embed questions all in one go. Your students will appreciate seeing a familiar, friendly face as they learn. Once you're ready to assign your lesson, that's when the magic happens. You can hold students accountable for watching the entire video and monitor as they watch it at their own pace. Then, use Edpuzzle's real-time analytics to figure out who's ready to move on to the next lesson and who needs a little more help. That way, you can decide how to best use your time in the classroom. So, the next time you want to assign a video, let Edpuzzle be your guide. You'll be joining a network of educators who are changing the face of 21st century teaching, one video lesson at a time.
Why videos? According to Edpuzzle, more than 65% of students are visual learners, and 95% of students watch YouTube regularly. Videos are a powerful resource, but it can be difficult to hold students accountable for something you can track. That's why Edpuzzle created. That's why Edpuzzle was created. So next, the last application is Slido. Slido is an easy-to-use Q&A and polling platform. Your go-to interaction app for hybrid meeting. It helps people to get the most out of meetings and events by bridging the gap between speakers and their audiences. Slido is intuitive and easy. The attendees can join without any logins or downloads, and the setup for host takes only minutes. Slido is 5 plus polling options. With Slido's 5 types of polls, Q&A, quizzes, and surveys, you can engage your participants in a variety of ways. Here's a video of Slido.
recommend approving the questions as they come in to encourage the audience to participate and upvote the best questions. You can display the best questions on the presentation screen and highlight the one that is being answered by the speaker. Once it is answered, simply hide it by clicking the archive button, so only relevant questions remain live. When you finish the Q&A, it's recommended to archive all remaining questions to start each session afresh. Don't worry, all questions will be stored in the event archive, or you can easily export or share them using the infographic.
So that's how Slido works. Your go-to interaction app for hybrid meetings. Engage your participants with live polls, Q&A quizzes, and word clouds. Whether you meet in the office, online, or in between, Slido gives you everything you need to engage your participants, capture their views, and make everyone feel connected, whether you're running a team call, training, or an all-company meeting. So that's all. Thank you and have a good day.
Much. Again, ladies and gentlemen, our third speaker for tonight is Sir Clarence Hakuman. Thank you so much, Sir Clarence, for the discussion of the different features of these additional applications that can be utilized in giving assessment to our learners. As we all know that assessment process is one of the biggest challenges that our teachers are trying to fix so that they can gather data and this data become more reliable so that they can be able to give the right follow-up activities to reinforce learning, especially those learners that need help. Through these tools, we can generate feedback from what the learners know and need to know more. Thank you so much, sir. Please stay, sir, because we will still have our question and answer part later after this quiz competition. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, let us give a virtual applause to Sir Clarence Hakuman. Okay, now let us proceed to the quiz competition for tonight's session. We will start our quiz competition after this video. Okay. We will start our quiz competition. Okay, so welcome back to our program. And again, we are encouraging everyone to join our quiz competition. We are also encouraging everyone to participate and have a chance to have a certificate for winning in the quiz. The link for the quiz is posted on the comment section, and you may use the code to join all caps IGP quiz. Okay. You may also access the quiz competition by browsing www.slido.com. You can join directly even without downloading the Slido app or even without an account in the Slido, just like what Sir Clarence was discussed a while ago. But for convenience, it is better that you download the Slido app so that you can easily access future quizzes in the IGP IGP competition or in IGP sessions. IGP will give an e-certificate to each participant who belongs to the top 10 list. Again, you can access the IGP quiz by clicking the link in the comment section, then use the code all caps IGP quiz as the code to join the quiz. Okay, so we have the correct answer for question number one is, let us see. Okay, U plastic. And only 9% of our participants got the correct answer. Okay, so on the number one, we have Dennis Ginto, Serso on the top one. Next question. This platform provides customizable interactive video assessments, helping teachers accurately gauge their students' mastery of video-based content. Flipgrid or Play Pause It? Okay, the correct answer is Play Pause It. And again, 38% only of our participants get the correct answer. Okay, so we have on the number one spot Maria Alona Jane D. Kalasang in question number two. Number three question. This application is simple to use, powerful, and fully free learning tool that allows teachers to initiate class discussions by posting videos. Flipgrid or Play Pause It? Okay, the correct answer is Flipgrid, and 91% of our participants got the correct answer. Okay, so on the number one spot, we still have Maria Alona Jane D. Kalasang. She got the correct answer with the lesser time. In this application, teacher can create a free account that is quick and easy and can start building interactive lessons right away. Class Flow or Peer Deck? Let's see. What do you think is the correct answer? Okay, the correct answer is Class Flow, with 63% of our participants got the correct answer. Okay, so we still have Maria Alona Jane D. Kalasang on the number one spot. This application allows educators to create learning materials with embedded assessments and then send them to students' mobile devices, Go Class or Padlet. Okay, 53% and 47%. Okay, the correct answer is Go Class, with 53% of our participants got the correct answer. Okay, and we have Maggie Barbado got the correct answer on number five question. This application is a video-based learning and assessment platform that helps educators turn one-way videos into interactive formative assessments. Slido or Edpuzzle? What do you think? Okay, 13% versus 87%. And the correct answer is Edpuzzle, and 87% of our participants got the correct answer. Okay, let's see who's on the number one spot. And we now have Maria Alana Jane Di Calasang on the number one spot in answering question number 6. Okay, an easy to use Q&A and polling platform. It helps people to get the most out of the meetings and events by bridging the gap between speakers and their audiences. Slido or Edpuzzle? Let's check. 98 versus 2. The correct answer is Slido, with 98% of our participants got the correct answer. And still the same person on the number one spot, Maria Alana Jane Di Calasang. Number 8, it's an interactive digital tool that lets you quiz, grade, and assess on the fly at the speed of learning. Socrative Mentimeter. Okay, the correct answer is Socrative, with 33% of our participants who got the correct answer. Okay, and we have Niko Den as Miro on the number one spot on on answering question number 8. A go-to among teachers because it's quick and simple to create and automatically grade quizzes even if it is your first time using the tool. Socrative or Google Forms? Let's check. What do you think is the correct answer? Okay, the correct answer is Google Forms, with 98% of our participants got the correct answer. And we still have the same name, Niko Den as Miro, on the number one spot. Give quizzes, take attendance, and gauge understanding your own way, and it integrates with the Google apps like Google Slides or MS PowerPoint and Keynote. Kahoot or Pool Everywhere? What do you think is the correct answer? Okay, Pool Everywhere, with 44% of our participants got the correct answer. And we have Locardo Jr. A. Magdaraog on the number one spot. And we have the updated list for our top 10 participants who will receive the e-certificate. On the number one spot, we have Locardo Jr. O. Magdaraog. Number 2, Nico Den S. Miro. Number 3, Jamalyn V. Rivera. Number 4, Dennis Ginto Serson. Number 5, Carol Cepillo. Number 6, Ashok Kumar Adikarik. Number 7, Maggie Barbado. Number 8, Glenda Sergio Oho. Number 9, May Dagpin Olavides. Number 10 is Romel John C. Aquino. So congratulations to our top 10 participants, and you deserve to receive an e-certificate from IGP for winning the quiz. Okay? So congratulations once again. And just wait for for your certificate, because IGP will post your e-certificate in the Facebook page so that you can be Okay, once again, good evening, Mom and Sirs. Mom
Good
Yvette
evening.
and Sir Marvin and Sir Clarence.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are encouraging our participants to raise your questions or queries in mind. Do not hesitate to type it in our live comment section so that you can be able to address it to our speakers for tonight. Okay, so we have the first question for tonight. Which of these apps are on top? Okay, so let's start from Mom Yvette, ladies first. Ma'am, what do you
Yeah.
think, or which do you think among these applications discussed is on top or are on top?
So among the different applications that has been discussed by me and with my co-speakers, um, we cannot say that they are on top. It depends on the competency that is being measured. It depends on the type of learners that we intend to utilize or use the given application according to their resources. So all the applications that has been mentioned are actually has their own benefit depending on the purpose and the intended purpose. So basically, sir, all these are very useful for everyone depending on the intended purpose.
Yes, Ma'am. Thank you for that answer. Sir Marvin?
Yes, I agree with the statement of our first speaker that all the applications must be considered on top. But based from the common practice that we have in our division, it is more on the Google Forms. It is more applicable to us. However, during trainings, the Mentimeter is widely used in our division. Nonetheless, all of them are considered to be on top.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir Hakuman, do you want to add something?
Actually, we have the same with the division of Pampanga. In the division of Zambales, we're using also the Google Classroom. And in my profession, I also use Kahoot and Slido.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, another question is addressed to Ma'am Yvette Roque. So much has changed with digital tools. What authentic assessment do you think teachers must use in assessing students' learning? This is from Ma'am Manolita Ramas Aligo. Ma'am?
Okay, thank you po, Ma'am Manolita, for the question. So, authentic assessment is indeed a very challenging task for teachers. Authenticity and the honesty of the responses must be validated by teachers. But basically, authentic assessment can be done by observations, for example, using the community as an environment for learning. So we can also have the demonstration of skills where the learners themselves will do the activity in order for them to master the competencies intended that we intend to measure for them.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma'am Yvette, for answering this very relevant question. Another question is to Sir Clarence. If you will choose one best app or tool to be used in assessment, what will it be and why? Sir Clarence?
Actually, yes, sir. Actually, the question I think has been answered a while ago, connected with the first question, I think. It was answered
Yeah.
by Ma'am Yvette and Sir Marvin as well. And for me, I think the there is no best application. Like what Ma'am Yvette said a while ago, it depends upon on uh, what assessment or what do you call this? What assessment you're going to use depending on the needs. In our division, as I said a while ago, we use the Google Classroom as an application for the assessment. And in my class, we also use Slido and Kahoot. Those are the apps that I already used. But some of the applications that we mentioned, honestly speaking, uh, I'm not used to it. I'm not familiar with it until this day that we discuss it with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, may I add something?
Okay, sir. Marvin.
Okay, there is no such thing as best application tool or best app. We have to consider the expertise of the teacher, which app she or he is going to use, and we have to consider also the availability of the gadgets. What might be best for me might not be best for you. What might not be best for us might not be best for the someone who is utilizing or using this app. Okay, so we have to consider the expertise of the teacher who will utilize or use this as an assessment tool for her students or his students.
Okay, so you're telling sir that the best tool dependent on the choice of the teacher because he knew what are the needs of
Mm-mm.
his or her students. Okay, another question is for Mr. Bolivar, Sir Marvin. Can teachers
Yes.
tell if students cheat on an online test? How can teachers test students online without cheating?
I think the best answer for that is we have to practice academic honesty, just like what we are doing in our department right now. We are implementing this academic honesty. With that, we can say that our students do their best to answer as honest as they can.
Okay, so the keyword is academic
Yes,
honesty.
sir.
Thank you so much, Mama Nolita Ramas Oligo, for this very wonderful question. Okay, another question from Mom Lindita Sella. What are the other tools a teacher can use if he has no tape recorder, no video, no internet at school?
I
Okay,
think we are more on
so
the paper and
yes, Sir Murphy.
pencil. That is the best assessment tool that we can provide for our student if there is no available video, internet, or whatsoever in our school. It is more on for practicality. It is more on paper and pencil.
Okay, okay. You want to add something, Mom Yvette?
Actually, sir, that is part of my discussion. That's why I have presented the formative
Mm-mm.
and summative assessment given for learners under modular classes and those who opted for online digital learning. As mentioned by sir, for learners who do not have the resources, who do not have the gadget
Mm.
and internet, basically, sir, we have the modular printed. So the printed materials will be given to them, which contains the different formative assessment and assessment practices that can be measured, that still measures the given competencies.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma'am Yvette. Okay, we have another question from Sir Carlo Malabanan. My question is for
Miss.
Miss Roque. Can we consider project presentation as a form of assessment tool in grading the students in their midterms or finals grade in exchange for written exams?
Yes, sir. Just like what I have discussed earlier. So, project and performance based assessment can be given as a summative assessment, which can be a basis for grading. But we have to be careful in giving performance based assessment because we have to be clear if what we measure is the process or the product itself. So we have to define clearly what will be the basis of our rating for our students.
Okay. And that is
Uh,
through the rubrics, I think.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think the rubric.
Okay. So we have another question from Sir Ma'am Manolita Ramas Oligo to Mr. Hakuman. Are digital tools making teachers and students more productive or less? In examining the current state of design of digital tools, which phrase can you associate the use? Less is more or less is less? Why? Sir?
Mm. Actually, let me share my insight to the question of Ma'am Manolita. If we will
Yes, sir.
consider her question, teachers and students are more productive in the digital era since they are exposed in the technology, and it is also the part of the 21st century skill that we want to uh, focus on the education. I think it is more on they become more productive compared to the traditional learning or assessment that we have before.
May I add something? I think it also
Yes,
depends
sir.
on the user. Um,
Mm-mm.
it depends upon the teacher or the student if he or she how he or she will going to use the digital tools. It can he can be productive, he cannot be productive, again depending on the use of the tools or the assessment.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Clarence, for that wonderful answer, and also to Sir Marvin. Another question from Sir A.K. Adikari. To all the speakers, how and why a teacher uses different types of assessment tools? Is it depend on students' choice? Okay, ladies first.
Okay,
Mom
sir.
Yvette?
So we use different type of assessment tools because our learners are unique. So basically, the type of assessment that we give depends on the nature of our learners. That's why it is very critical for teachers to identify the strengths and weaknesses of their learners. So even teachers do conduct a learning style inventory because that identifies what type of what form of assessment the teacher shall give to their students.
Yes, I do agree, Mom. Okay, you want to
Okay.
add something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sir Marvin.
Based from the statement of Bob Ibet, there is no such an assessment tool fitted to all. There is no such statement that one size fits all in terms of the assessment. As what Ma'am said, we have to consider the diversity of our learners, considering the fact that they are all unique. Your assessment must be varied depending on the level of skill and ability of your learners.
Individual differences.
Yes. You have to consider the individual differences also.
Okay,
Actually,
thank you so much.
I think assessment is a trial and error process.
Okay, thank you so much for addressing this question. Okay, let's have another question. Okay, I think. Okay, we're waiting
More.
for the other question. Okay, so I think that was the last question that we have for tonight. So once again, thank you so much, Ma'am Yvette, Roque,
Thank
Sir
you very much,
Marvin
Professor.
Bolivar, and
Thank you
Sir
so much.
Clarence Hakuman. It was really a wonderful presentation of this different assessment tools, and I think it is very significant, especially during this pandemic situation. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let us now proceed to the announcements. We have the upcoming webinar on November 20. Okay, this is what the uh, title of our session for tonight: Assessment Tools and Application in the New Normal. Okay, and we have the three speakers for tonight. We have Ma'am Yvette Roque, Marvin Bolivar, and Sir Clarence Hakuman. And of course, from the Philippines. Okay, so again, this is part 4 of the webinar series 4, and we still have part 5 that will be held on November 28th. Okay, dear learners, we saw that at this moment you feel difficulties or you have difficulties with using the website. So, and we have noticed all things and working on it, which is not our problem, but our technical team are already working on it. Thanks for your patience. For the certificate, please collect the certification link and certificate code at this moment and try it in your free time. We saw that it occurs when lots of user wants to join our website. This is a temporary problem with our hosting provider. Again, thank you for your patience. So we now have the code for tonight's session. The code is all caps IGP 5020. Okay, of course, today's program name is Assessment Tools and Application in the New Normal. Without code, no one is eligible for any certificate. So all you have to do is to secure this code by taking a screenshot or by writing it down in a piece of paper and keep it to yourself so that you can be able to download the e-certificate anytime you want. So again, with code, you can claim your certificates anytime. And without an account on our website, you can visit, but you can do anything functionally. So we are encouraging all the participants to create an account in our website so that you can enjoy the benefits that IGP is offering to us as learners. Again, you can now take a screenshot or you can take note. You can take it down. You can write it down in a piece of paper and you can keep it so that you can be able to download your e-certificate anytime you want. And we are always reminding our participants that without this code, no one is eligible for any certificate. Okay. And just an announcement that we have webinars daily. So we have a regular time in our daily session that is every 6 p.m. Bangladesh Standard Time, 8 p.m. in the Philippine Standard Time. So you can join as participant in every session so that you can have your e-certificate. Okay, so once again, thank you so much to our dear participants who stayed with us for tonight, and also to our speakers for sharing their expertise, their skills, their talents, just to uh, share with the participants that we have. Okay? Before we end, let us have this short reflection. Do not let this pandemic hinder your success to grow. Never allow it to stop you from achieving your dreams in life. Instead, let us look at the positive side and think of how we can be able to adjust and adapt to the changes brought by this pandemic. Remember, it is through pandemic that we were not able to interact physically, but it is also through this pandemic that we were able to learn how to utilize these different learning platforms to connect and communicate with great people in the whole world by having webinars like this for free and of course brought to us by IGP. There are many things to be thankful for. Thank you everyone and thank you so much IGP. We hope to see you all again in the upcoming webinars. Stay safe and stay happy. Once again, from Auckland, Philippines, I am your host, Mr. Rienjun P. Qualing, signing off.